Welcome once again, my friends, and thank you for stopping by to listen to an old storyteller. Today we have a story from Myanmar, and the title of this story is The Fisherman and the Gatekeeper. There once lived a king who, in order to celebrate the birth of his first child, decided to give a great banquet. Kings and noblemen from all the surrounding lands were invited to attend, and the event promised to be one of the most spectacular ever seen in that kingdom. As the day approached, the court was bursting with activity in preparation for the feast. All the food, except the fish, was prepared days in advance. The fish was to be the main course, and had to be caught at the last moment so that it would be fresh. The day before the banquet, after all the guests had arrived, there arose a great storm at sea. None of the fishing boats was able to go out, and it seemed as though the king's banquet would be ruined. All the other food would seem like nothing without the main course, and the king was very sad at the thought of being disgraced in front of all the visiting nobility. All seemed lost until the gatekeeper announced that the king had a visitor. The visitor was allowed to enter, and in walked a fisherman with a huge net filled to the brim with large and delicious-looking fresh fish. The fisherman had heard of the king's plight and had risked his life and braved the storm to provide fish for the royal banquet. The king was overcome with happiness at this news. He had the cook prepare the fish at once, and then offered the fisherman any reward he should ask for. Much to the king's surprise, the fisherman asked for 100 lashes of the whip. The king was so shocked at this, he told the fisherman he could not possibly punish a man who had performed such a brave and wonderful task. But the fisherman insisted that this was the reward he desired, and the king had but to comply. And so the king ordered the 100 lashes. But he instructed his servants to be very gentle in carrying out the fisherman's strange request. The servants thought the man must indeed be a fool to ask for such a reward, and they were so gentle that they did not in any way harm the man. After he had received 50 lashes of the whip, the fisherman told the servants to stop. He then informed them that the remaining 50 lashes were to go to the gatekeeper, with whom he had promised to share his reward. And so the fisherman, in order that he might not be delayed in delivering the fish to the king, had immediately agreed to the gatekeeper's request. The king was very angry when he heard this story. He ordered his servants to give the gatekeeper the 50 remaining lashes, but this time without gentleness. He then had the gatekeeper banished from the kingdom. As for the fisherman, he was rewarded generously and given a place of honor at the king's banquet. The banquet was a complete success, and all agreed that the fish was the most delicious they had ever tasted. Thank you once again for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please press that like button. Also, please help an old storyteller out by subscribing to my channel. The next story will be posted in a few days, so until then, may your story continue to be a good one.